iPhone. We'll start with the iPhone that will be released in 2022. Apple appears to be shifting away from the notch in favor of a hole and pill-shaped cutout with the iPhone 14, at least for the Pro variants. This will give it a little extra screen real estate while also bringing it in line with the other edge-to-edge display phones we've seen from other companies. This would not only allow for better images, but it would also enable 8K video recording, which will be the first time an iPhone has this capability. 120Hz refresh rates will continue to be provided on displays for Pro models. Speculation suggests that the entire lineup could get this LTPO OLED display with a higher refresh rate, but it appears that this may not happen due to display availability issues. So the Pro models will most likely retain their exclusivity when it comes to 120Hz. The frame of the iPhone 14 Pro versions could be made of a high-end titanium alloy instead of the stainless steel that is now used in higher-end models. And Apple could be stepping away from SIM slots entirely this year in favor of an eSIM. AirPods. In addition to iPhone, we will also expect something new in AirPods. According to expert Ming-Chi Kuo, the second generation of the AirPods Pro could be released in 2022. In terms of upgrades, Kuo claims that the second generation AirPods Pro will have a much enhanced wireless chip compared to the H1 chip found in the initial pair of AirPods Pro. The processor is responsible for audio capabilities like active noise reduction, and advancements in this technology could lead to longer battery life and more listening time per charge. The new AirPods Pro, according to Kuo, will also enable lossless audio on Apple Music. According to Kuo, the new AirPods Pro charging case will be able to produce a sound to assist users in finding it if it's misplaced. The charging case is also expected to be water resistant, similar to the third generation AirPods charging case. MacBook Air. Moving on to a different product category, the new MacBook Air. Everyone talked openly about the new MacBook Air, but for those who need a refresher, we can anticipate seeing a completely new design. There will no longer be any tapering edges. Instead, we can anticipate models taking on a more MacBook Pro-like appearance. We also expect this new MacBook Air to be available in various colors, similar to the M1 iMac, which was available in purple, blue, green, pink, orange, or was it red? And in the front, there were pastel colors. We're not sure if they'll keep with the pastel color scheme, but we're expecting something along those lines. The noteworthy color changes will be found inside the new MacBook Air, which is expected to have a white bezel and an off-white keyboard. In terms of display, Apple will likely continue with an LCD and not take the micro LED way for this model. We don't know if the notch will materialize, but I'm confident it will look fantastic and stand out even more with a white bezel edge. On the inside, there have been a lot of rumors about which chip Apple will choose. Some speculate that Apple's new second generation M2 processor will be used in the upcoming MacBook Air. In contrast, others believe that another M1 chip variation will be used. The MacBook Air is expected to be released in 2022. Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo anticipates mass manufacturing to begin in the late second or early third quarter, implying a September launch. At the same time, Bloomberg reports that the new MacBook Air will be released later this fall. New Mac Pro. Sticking with the Mac, there's another one that's getting a lot of attention, the new Mac Pro. This is exciting or intriguing since we know what's coming, but we don't know anything about the mechanism. Rumors were that 2 versions of the Mac Pro would be released this year. However, only the Mac Studio was released. On paper, the Mac Pro for 2022 should be Apple's most powerful computer, but it should also have the same design as its current edition, which is a stainless steel frame. However, it's unclear what can be altered inside this new computer. Now, one would presume that PCIe slots will play a larger role than ever in terms of customization when it comes to the Mac Pro, but it'll be interesting to see if any of the SSD, RAM, or GPU options will be able to be tweaked later on down the road when you receive your Mac Pro. AKA, can you have this be modular with those 3 specific sections? And considering that Apple ties all of that into one singular silicon chip, we will not be sure what chip will be used in the Mac Pro. The high-end Mac Studio comes with an M1 Ultra chip, which is 2 M1 Max chips joined together. And it has a 20-core CPU and up to 64-core GPU. It extends the highest-end graphics card on a 28-core Xeon Mac Pro. And the Mac Pro is likely to include an even more robust successor to the M1 Ultra, with 40 CPU cores and up to 128 graphics cores. So I'm betting they'll just take 2 M1 Ultras and put them together, but who knows? Apple Watch. Last, an update to Apple's Watch is expected, possibly dubbed the Apple Watch Series 8. And this is one of those items that, in terms of the number of leaks and rumors we get each year, flies under the radar. We had a lot of speculations last year that suggested a significant design update, only to be disappointed when we found out that there was a change, but it was much more subtle than we expected. According to Bloomberg, Apple is working on a rugged version of the Apple Watch, intended for sports, hikers, and others who use their watches in more harsh settings than everyday wear. It will have the same functionality as an Apple Watch, but will be more impact resistant and protected. In 2022, Apple is likely to release the Tough Apple Watch. In terms of health features, Apple is reportedly working on blood pressure monitoring, a thermometer for fertility, sleep tracking, sleep apnea detection, and diabetes detection with the Series 8. Some of these functions may be included in Series 8, but it's uncertain which of these sensors will be ready by the end of the year. As early as 2022, a body temperature sensor could be included in the Apple Watch. The temperature sensor would first be used for fertility planning, but it may be used in future iterations of the Apple Watch to assess if a user has a greater body temperature than normal, though it's unlikely to show an actual number. And that's it! These are some of the most amazing products that Apple is expected to debut in 2022. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on anything in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm hoping to see you in the next video. Bye!